Hi guys, welcome back to Welsh Wargaming. If you see the beginning of the video, you see that I've finally finished the Confederate side of the Penny Miniatures Battle in a Box set. Really happy to finish them. I don't know if you've seen the video before, but I've done this project with 99% contrast paints, which I wanted to try out to see if you could make historicals work with them. I'm happy with the results on the table. I think they look pretty good. It was quicker to paint them for me, although I still took a while to paint them just because of how life is. Each unit only took me a couple of hours really, where usually a unit of 12 would probably take me a couple of days, maybe a week of bits and bobs. I can't really sit in and paint for like 4 hours straight. One, I don't get the time, and two, I just can't. So I'm happy, but I think you can still get better results by doing the normal methods with, you know, base coating and block colours and highlights and washes and stuff. But I'm happy with how they turned out. Particularly happy with how the cavalry turned out. I really like that colour for horses. I think I've said it before, it's gold grunter fur. It works really well. This Battle in a Box set is such good value. It's ridiculous. You could build up both sides just for the Union or the Confederates. It's easily done. But I decided to split the box in half to do both sides. So I can offer games to people who don't want to invest in the American Civil War. So we can just play some games. They're in these. I had these made by a guy called John Banks. And you got an eBay shop and a Facebook shop if you want to check him out. He'll basically do anything you want out of MDF, nice and cheap. Reason is easy. You could easily use them. Just keep them in if you want to. You don't have to. You could just take them out. They'll come out. I think they're stuck. Yeah, they just come out like that. So if you wanted to use them just on singles, you could. If you wanted to keep them in the ranks, you could as well. There's nothing stopping you from doing it. Apart from it gets a little bit fiddly with terrain and stuff, but it keeps them nice and upright when you transport them as well. So that's one of the reasons why. And they look alright on the bases. I've done a bit of grass in the middle to hide the MDF, but I haven't gone too overboard with the basing on the actual single men because they're only on 25mm bases, I think, and there's a lot of them. So I've moved on to my Union side. So there's a Stars and Bars flag. I think that's one of my favourite units, and the Louisiana one. So let me put it back over there. I'll show you the cannons. I don't think I've shown you the cannons. So in the actual set, these I haven't glued them on because it comes with a sprue of all the different cannons. It's got the Napoleon cannon, the larger cannons. I think it's just a 6-pounder. That is. Just a normal 6-pounder, and the crew comes with like 8 crew or 9 crew, but I've just gone with a 4 crew for each gun for now because I don't think it really matters unless the rules say otherwise, which then I can always paint up some more crew. I do want to get some more cavalry for each side because they only come with 12 cavalry in the box, but I'd like some more cavalry. So I've done some Union troops. I want them to all look the same. I think the difference between these and the Confederates is the Confederates should look a little bit more ragtag. Not saying that they were like, you know, any worse fighting than the Union side. It's just they had their uniform and different in colour. I like the grey. I was thinking of doing the whole army in the early war grey scheme, but I think the different browns and the greys mixed in, it doesn't make it look good. I do like it. I know the Stars and Bars is an early thing, but I just like the flag. So I want my Union side to look all the same. Getting the trouser blue right with contrast was a little bit tricky. I didn't want them to look the same as the Confederates with the blue trousers, but it's more looks like denim. So I've gone for that colour. It's a little bit bright, but I think you get away with it, just about. So yeah, So that's one Union side. Like I said, I've split the box in half, so I've got exactly the same for both sides. I have done some Zouaves. I'm just waiting for my basing stuff to turn up because I've run out of basing. These were trickier to paint, and I use a lot more normal acrylics to paint these than I did to paint the other ones, because there's a lot more finer details and not just blank uniforms. It's a lot harder to keep it clean with contrast paints, so there's a lot more piping and stuff on the jacket, and obviously the white. And I don't like the contrast white, it just doesn't work for white, so I just use normal flat white. Once based, I think they'll fit nice, give it a bit of colour on the table. So I'm looking forward to getting some games in when it's all painted up. I think once it's all painted up, it's going to look pretty. It's going to look pretty good on the table. I started to build some terrain, some more Civil War-y terrain as well. If you don't look over there, I've got some main cornfields that are made out of an old. You go and buy a mat for $5, cut it up, and you can make loads of little cornfields. There's some trees. The fences came with the actual box set, and it comes with a house which I'm basing on MDF, and I'm just doing all the pre-base works before I spray paint it and paint it up. If I just pan the camera, it'll look a bit shaky. You see, it comes with a fair bit of fencing. Goes all the way over there. So like on the table, as you look like that, it looks pretty good. It's not going to win awards, but I don't paint to win awards. I just paint stuff so it just looks decent on the table when you're playing games. I think it adds a lot to the game if things are painted. One of those Union troops doing it. Just about to get charged in the rear by the cavalry. So I had a game of someone has adapted bolt action rules for the Mega Civil War called Colt Action. Played that with my son. Nice, quick, brutal, really brutal. Canister shot is, if you play bolt action, it's like 3d6 auto hits, so it's like having 3 flamers hit you. It's just ridiculous. So, what in real life, canister was deadly. But I also picked up Rebels and Patriots. The main reason I picked this up is because I've been watching the Eccentric Man's Battle reports, and they play this, and it looks fun. There's some good army lists in here. I played Dragon and Lion Rampant as well, and the Men Who Would Be Kings, and it's pretty much the same sort of rules. There's some good the British Intervention Force. I think that'd be cool. I might look at when I'm doing one of them, maybe if I expand my Civil War stuff to do some more fantasy Civil War, I should say. So the American Civil War. So with the Perry's box, with these rules, it basically fits perfect, because in the Union of 1861, 6 Green Line infantry, well, you can make 6, and the units in here are 12-man units. You can make 6 12-man units and the artillery, which is like, that's half the box basically without the cavalry. So these rules fit the box really well. The Confederate side is 4 aggressive Green Line, 1 shock cavalry. They're 12 cavalry, 12 models to a unit, so I do need more cavalry, but I could always half the unit, half the price, and then maybe add, I don't know, another unit of aggressive Green Line infantry, and then it goes through all the years, 62, 63, all the way through. So yeah, I really like the Osprey books. It comes, and the artwork's amazing. So I picked it up for like £8 or something like that off eBay, and so it's well worth the money. They're nice rules. So I've got a Men Who Would Be Kings, and it also comes with, in the Men Who Would Be Kings, if you read it, there's rules for playing Mr. Babbage, which is basically playing yourself. And there's like a little table, and you roll on a table, and it tells you what your opponent is his tactics, or they're gonna be aggressive and stuff. So I'm thinking of maybe playing some Rebels and Patriots, using that just to play some solo games well within this quarantine and isolation and all that stuff, because obviously you can't get down to the gaming clubs, and I'm itching to play some games because I haven't rolled dice for about a month now. So yeah, getting a bit desperate. I've tried to bribe the wife to see if she'll play a game or two with me, but she's not interested. And my 2-year-old would probably end up beating one of the guys, so I don't think that's a good idea either. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching. Stay safe and happy hobbying.